And the sport of cycling is really gaining popularity in our state, and there's more ways than ever to use it for a good cause that we're going to talk about today. Joining us is Ben McDonald. He is the special events coordinator for Ridgeland Recreation and Parks. You guys have something fun coming up. Welcome, Ben.
We do. Thanks, Rebecca.
Yeah, well, first off, this just sort of explosion of cycling. I know you're a cyclist yourself. Do you get excited now when you see more opportunities for Mississippians to get out and like race or have like a collective event for cycling?
Absolutely. And I'm a little cycling biased.
It's okay. You're allowed to be.
I love to ride. Like a lot of people that ride bikes, we tend to collect them over the years. And
You collect bikes?
well, not like antiques.
Okay.
But we were talking about off the air, there's mountain biking, there's road biking,
Yeah.
there's triathlon, there's just commuting on your bike. So there's a lot of ways to do that. But yes, when I'm able to, through my job, plan an event that's a cycling event, you're like, well, I get paid to do something
that I love.
That's right. Yeah.
I feel like someone's going to come and take my paycheck. No, they're not.
Right. That's like a big kid. Just, your playground is planning the event. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, and these local events, they're for a good cause, which y'all's definitely is. And then also, but it opens it up for other people to try a new sport, which I think is always a lot of fun. All right. So what's the name of your event?
Right. So it's called Cycle Out Kids Cancer. And if I can get this right, it's to benefit the Children's of Mississippi Center for Cancer and Blood Disorders.
You practiced that.
I've been reading up, yeah.
That's a long name, yeah.
Checking my notes. But there are different distances. So there will be a longer distance for the guys and the girls and ladies and men that ride a good bit. But like you're saying, if there's somebody I'm not sure if I really want to ride for 2 or 3 hours. I just want to go for 30 minutes. There's shorter routes at the event. It's not a race, so I think that takes some pressure off where you can get out and just ride for fun, ride with your friends, not feel like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to make it. You'll make it, right? So we're excited about it. And like we said, it benefits Children's Hospital. Mm-hmm. Kind of how that got started, if you're ready to get into that.
Yeah.
So this is only our third year.
I was going to ask, what year is it?
Yeah,
so number 3.
It's still a new event, and I think we're looking at 100 to 125 riders probably. We had our marketing director, her husband was a doctor, oncologist, I believe, at Children's. His name is Dr. Anderson Collier. And through him working at Children's and his wife, Rachel, working at Recreation and Parks Department, they kind of came together. Now we have this great event. And this year we've been able to meet a family that their middle child, he's a 4-year-old named Samaj, is a patient at Children's, and we'll put out some information about the family, kind of a meet the family little bio, probably on our webpage and social media and that sort of thing. But it was super cool to get to meet them. I hope a lot of you guys and girls listening get to see Samaj some in some regard. We're hoping they're going to be at the event to kind of help start it. So we're going to call him our official starter, Grand Marshal of the ride. But a lot of personality, just a sweet family, and their story is like a lot of families, probably every family at Children's, just a great story. And when you're able to hear from the parents, even from the kids, they have a newborn, Samaj is 4, and Christiana, I think, is 7 or 8. You get a perspective that I wouldn't have gotten just from being the director of the event and saying, all right, this is going to benefit the hospital, make a donation. We get to see where that donation goes, meet the family, get to know them, and it makes it personal for, I think, all of us to get to know the family and say, hey, this is not just another event. I mean, fundraisers are great, but when you get to see firsthand the family and where it's going and get to meet them, it does something for me. It touches you, and I think our riders will see that and be inclined to sign up and ride and just be inspired and be thankful they can ride and do those things.
When you meet families that have benefited from Children's or right now still there sort of going through whatever it is that their family is facing in terms of a child that doesn't have a good health report, it's easy to get behind it. Number one, you don't ever want to have that place. Like, it's not a place you want to have to end up, but you're so grateful that it's there for those families who do need it. And if you ever do find yourself in that position, then by supporting it, you're just paving the way for, for the next family or whatever it may be to have the best outcome possible. And I think, all the different ways to do that is cool. And so with the bike ride, it's just another avenue to get out and meet new people and try something new. I like that it's not a race. You're right. It really brings that down to you can kind of, reverse gear a little bit and just enjoy it. So what are the different links there, Ben? I mean, you mentioned your 2-hour ride seems like a really long ride, but I'm not into cycling, so tell us what's out there.
Right. So again, it's on October 14th. The starting location, for those that are familiar to the area, may know what I'm talking about, but the address is on our webpage. It's linked back up. You can go to ridgelandms.org, click on events, and it'll take you there. But there are several distances: 10, 25, 44, and 65-mile distances. And we'll have like a little kids fun ride just kind of around the parking lot for the little ones to do as well. But talking to the family, sorry, I kind of bounced around with my thoughts.
Fine.
But the mom, Trey, had said kind of what you were talking about, how when they got to the hospital, just the level of care and concern and just the genuineness of people that weren't even their doctors, just, the housekeeping staff, the cafeteria staff, everyone seems... And everyone is very caring, and it's good that we have that facility in the Jackson area, and I think it's a good community. It's a community effort, right? Like so many events, love to partner with them, and we just see the benefit, like you were saying about how those that have kids that, man, without that hospital, who knows where they would be, and they're very thankful. And so, cyclists are such a generous bunch as well, and so. We're doing a few things where cyclists can donate on the page, and we'll give away some prizes based on, right, every $5 they donate will go into a pot, and we're going to pull some winners out for some prizes. So, there's a kind of a draw there to, hey, make a donation. You might win a entry to our Century Ride in the spring. So.
And you talk about this being at Ridgeland. So where will it start out? Ridgeland Recreation and Parks is putting it on. So where does it start?
Right. Sorry, I bounced around. So it's going to start, there's a bridge that connects the C Spire corporate office to Renaissance. There's the Malco Theater Cinema on the north end of Renaissance, and we'll start it under the bridge. And hopefully we'll have the family and Samaj up on that bridge, and Samaj will tell everybody to go. He's crazy and full of life. I can't wait to get him up there. But, so 7:30, that'll start. Again, between C Spire and the Renaissance, and we'll have 3 rest stops. It'll generally go west through West Madison County, I think northeast Hines County, some rural roads, and we'll have 3 rest stops with your general water, sports drink, snacks, that sort of thing. So yeah, we
what's the route for the 65?
So
you don't have to be the exact, but like which way do you go when you leave?
Yeah, so it'll go up through Pocahontas, north to Flora, cross 49 at Flora, and then kind of come down 22, do a loop, and then come back across 49 the same way, and come back down Flora, Pocahontas, kind of through like the Lake Lorman, Lake Cavalier area, and of course, end up back at Renaissance.
I feel like this would be a great training ride too for anybody who's training for something that needs just add in that extra experience if you need a long ride that day. Yeah,
for sure. And with a ride like this with rest stops, if you're kind of on the line, just get off your bike at the rest stop and take 10 minutes, right? It's not timed. Like we said, it's not a race. It's just a ride. And
let your bottom rest, because it's 65 miles feels like a really long time on a bike. But I know for those who cycle, it's probably an average Saturday morning ride for you guys. Okay, Ben, where do we go to sign up and see everything else?
Yeah, so you can go to the city's page, ridgelandms.org, and there's an event tab on there, and you can just click events. Of course, Cycle Out Kids Cancer is the main one we're talking about, but we have 3 others that are going on in October. We have the Mayor's Fun Walk on October 11th. That Saturday is Cycle Out Kids Cancer. The Chunk or Treat is the 26th, and then backing up to the 18th, we have our Top Soccer Jamboree for special needs kids as well. So
lots going on. Well, I appreciate that, Ben. It's October the 14th. Plenty of time to get signed up, but don't wait. That's Cycle Out Kids Cancer. If nothing else, just Google it. That's how I did. I found it too that way.
That's right.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. You guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.